Aiden Ross is slowly losing everything. Yo, if you guys know anything about Aiden and Kick, you guys know that that platform has just became so toxic because of just the amount of things they're been letting slide. Like I've seen this one clip, not even joking. I've seen this one clip today. This white boy, whatever he is, he said the N word, and I was like, damn, just like that.
Fuck, man. How are these so good at the game? It's like, hasn't this shit been out for like 10 minutes?
And of course, he streams on Kick. I promise you, if you can look at them, you can see how they act, and you know the platform they're on just because of their actions alone. And Kick just breeds a lot of toxicity. It could eventually be a good platform, but for now, nah, it ain't it.
What's poppin', y'all? It looks like what I said is coming to fruition now with Kick. It's almost like every step of the way it's been coming true. And Aiden Ross, who has been pump faking leaving Kick for quite a while whenever he was in negotiations, he left the parent company of Stake, the partner company, the financier of it. He left Kick slash Stake, and then went to Rain, which is another platform. But while he was still streaming on Kick, and Rain is also the one that's sponsoring all of his events, like his most recent brand risk that used to be sponsored by Kick slash Stake. So what happened was, in the lead up to announcing his new deal, he was like, yo, I might go to Twitch. And then he's like, nah, I've done a lot with Kick. Even with my new deal, they said they're still going to show me love, etc., etc. Well, now
No, I know Aiden actually wants to go back on Twitch, because Twitch is the platform. Like, till this day, I will always say, Twitch, if you want to stream, I know it's not really the best for discovery, but do TikTok and Twitch at the same time. Have your Twitch run for 2 hours a day at most. At most, your stream should not be past. If you have under, I would literally say, if you have under like, let's say 20, 30 viewers, just stream 2 hours a day on Twitch. Have a live stream going on TikTok, and just be doing the most engaging things for those 2 hours. Call the stream, clip it, post on YouTube. That's the method right there.
it looks like he's not too happy with how Kick has been treating him. And I'm going to play you guys this clip right now.
I do want to tell y'all some though, bro. Oh God, listen. Obviously, like, Priz knows about this situation. Cuff him, cheese, we spoke. I ain't gonna lie, chat. They up KPB so bad. Listen to this, bro. Literally, I got told yesterday, unless I'm gambling on Stake, they are not upping my KCIP. So motherfuckers don't even care about Kick no more. I'm just being real. That is crazy. I'm sorry. Like, they literally straight up said, unless you're on Stake, we're lowering. Dude, I'm not joking. Collab made like $30, bro. It's cooked. Oh God, it's cooked. If you're not on stake.com, they lower your. I'm sorry. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, bro. That is so bad, bro. That's so bad. That's so bad. It's so bad. Nah, hell no, we do a rain bet. You know what? Yo, that's why John said, hey, I'll pay for your Clippers. Whatever you miss, I got you, bro. Like, whatever. So that's what, if I go to Twitch, they'll pay for my Clippers on rain bet, basically. But bro, I ain't gonna lie, chat.
That's so, the Clippers play such a big role in streaming. Y'all don't even know the half of it. If it wasn't for these Clippers, a lot of these guys that you see right now would not be having the numbers they do. I feel like a lot of streamers do not give Clippers credit for the work they put in to actually, boost their income and actually make them, famous or more noticeable.
Crazy, bro.
You know what I mean?
That is crazy. I hate doing that. I love Kick, but I built this from the ground up. Y'all did too. And I literally got told, because I'm not on Stake, things are tricky, and that I can't get paid.
So here, Aiden Ross is talking about moving to Twitch. And keep in mind, this last brand risk that he did, it was in Nashville. He got a private jet to go there. This private jet thing is the thing that scares me about Aiden Ross the most. I think Aiden Ross is spending a lot of money. Like, I don't know what that guy's bankroll is like, but private jetting, consistently sending private jets to people when it's almost unnecessary in certain scenarios, is like, yo.
Yo, I can have multiple millions of dollars and I wouldn't fly a private jet. The only time I would see flying private jet just like necessary is if I have to be somewhere and I don't have time to sit this, that, and the third. But if I have the time to wait and I'm not really in a rush to be somewhere, why would I fly private? Like, private jets are only made to save time. Like, that's the only time you should do that. If you're chilling and if you don't really care, if you're not in a rush, just go economy. What's this whole like hype about private, y'all? I'm not gonna lie though. Shit, if I got like that though, Maybe just one time. Maybe just one time.
But hey, I guess Nashville to Miami, maybe the jet is, well, not maybe. I don't know how much cheaper the jet is than a Miami to New York or a, God forbid, Miami to LA. Listen, I am nowhere near that bracket. So in this clip, but this is the most recent instance of this, and I think he might be serious about it. Now, he hasn't streamed on Twitch. If Adin Ross were to stream on Twitch, he'd get a ton of viewers, at least 30 to 50K around there. Some people are like, yo, he used to average 100K. Listen, times aren't what they once were. I think Adin Ross is as famous as he was back then, but I don't think he has as many active fans as he has back then. And I think that's all part of this clipping culture that's going on right now that I may talk about in another day, but actually, I don't even know if I'll talk about it, to be honest, because it would take a lot of explaining. But right here, Kick also pays incentives for Clippers to make money to spread their streamers with the Kick logo. It makes a lot of sense. But in this scenario, he's talking about his KCIP or KPP. I think they are one and the same, which is Kick Partner Program or Kick Creator Incentive Program, the KCIP.
Yo, Heike, that's the one thing I like about Kick, though. The fact that, like, you can get paid hourly. So even if you get no viewers, you're still making money.
They pay.
I don't know how much it is though. Like I don't know, but I think I don't think it's a good amount. Actually, I don't know. We'll see.
Streamer based on the hours streamed on an hourly rate and the viewership that they hold. And Adin Ross is talking about his pay is looking spooky. It's looking so bad that he would have to go to Twitch, because if Aiden's on Twitch and he's averaging, I don't know, 30 to 50,000 viewers, or let's say 30, 40K plus, you know how kind of bag that he would be making on there, especially with all of the ads running, which there are no ads on Kick. And I said this a long time ago where I was telling people like, yo, where do you guys think the money is coming from for this KPP? This is a momentary thing. And KickChamp, one of our favorite accounts here, KickChamp/Academics TV, they're like Dark Cosmo and Wanda. Just two different industries that are quite adjacent, but yeah, these guys are causing havoc in both. And this just shows he's like, oh, Kick pays Clippers to hype up their payout program using boosted payouts to make other creators believe they actually pay well. Which is funny because I think this same account was posting this type of stuff when...
That's crazy. It's not even the content creators doing it. The platform itself. Yeah, you gotta run.
Aiden was shilling it because there was a point in time when Aiden was like, yo, I just made 250K for one stream or two streams. And I'm like, this doesn't seem like it adds up. But here it says presenting bounty number 43, 3,000 per million views. Post the clip below. Expires Thursday, November 6th. That means 3,000 per million views for this bounty. Example caption, Asmongold reveals his Twitch and Kick earnings for October. Mention Asmongold and his Kick earnings. Video attached below. So what's the point of this? And let me just space it out. So initially, I was saying that Kick, they brought on Adin Ross, and it was just a free-for-all, right? It was like, yo, you could do anything on Kick, say anything, etc. I said this
I remember that day. Yo, this guy was literally, if you've seen it, you know what he was watching. Just right there, doing the most. And from that point, I was like, yeah, the platform's done. Nah, this platform's cooked.
Not going to last very long. They were going to tighten the grip. But that's what they had to do.
Because, yo, at the end of the day, they got to make money somehow. And if there's no ads coming in, there's no money coming in.
And they also gave 100% of the subscriber revenue to the streamer. So on Twitch, it's maybe a 50-50. It's usually a 50-50.
Well, I mean, I would like that, though. That's OD.
However, some streamers are able to get 70-30, but it's $5 or $6 for a sub now. And Twitch Prime, which is where a lot of people sub, which is if you have Amazon Prime together with it, it's free for the user, but not for the company. So they kind of lose money on that. But the point is, there is no Amazon Prime for Kick, but their incentive was like, hey, look, you get full subscriber revenue. We don't even need that. So you're probably like, how the hell is Kick making money? Well, they weren't making money. So moving forward, then they start to tighten the reins on the speech on Kick and what you're allowed to do on Kick because they want to stay on the App Store. They want to stay compliant. And understandable, but I knew that was going to happen. And then, of course, there's like certain people that get more favorability, like an Adin Ross, who's damn near a partner. Then they start paying people for exclusive deals where they're like, hey, we just want you to only stream on Kick to hopefully grow the user base. That phase ends. No more exclusive deals now. Now they need...
Yeah, I also remember that because we had Bruce, your age. People were like doing the whole like, what platform are we going to be signed to next? This, that, and the third. Yo, I'm telling you, it was a crazy moment once Kick came in.
To
And then there was other platforms trying to pay creators. Even I think YouTube at one point wanted to. Yo, what was this? All 2022, 2023?
stream.
Something like
so
that?
they start getting people to multi-stream, and then they start this KPP
Yeah, like
thing
XQC.
to incentivize creators that are smaller. So they're like, hey, maybe you got only 80, 100 viewers. You could actually survive on Kick. So they're trying to get a lot of streamers to populate the site and have enough content on there. And I think they've done a good job internationally, because in the Middle Eastern market, I think even in Japan and even in South America, they've got some big events. There was a fighting event, a boxing event that I was watching on Kick before Aiden Ross's event, and that was doing like huge numbers. It's this guy with like a mask on his face, or not even a mask, it's like a Casper the Ghost sheet on his face and sunglasses. So they did that, and then to spread that, they got to advertise that, hey, these people are getting paid this much. But I always said this is going to end, because where is the money coming from? Kick does not make money, it's just spending money. So now it seems to be the case that is dwindling, and XQC even addressed this when Aiden Ross spoke about it most recently, and I want to play you guys that clip right now.
Oh God, it's cooked. If you're not on stake.com, they lower your. I'm sorry. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, bro. That is so bad, bro. That's so bad. That's so bad.
Chat, I actually spoke when he said that the first time. Chat, I actually spoke directly with Eddie, and he told me that this wasn't true. Yo, listen. Maybe he's raging, maybe he's skit. Yo, I went straight to Eddie. Why didn't snitch? I was like, bro. If you guys always KPP, that's dog. Like, don't do that. And he said,
bro, sometimes it's so hard to understand what this guy's saying. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm struggling. I'm struggling.
I don't know.
So here, I don't think the caption, which is Kick Champ, said that Eddie lied. Eddie Craven, who's the owner of Kick, I think he's the owner of Stake and Kick, and co-owner with Bijan Tarani, their business partners. I don't think the guy straight up lied to XQC. I just think he probably didn't know. Like, this guy's he's at least one person removed from the happenings of Kick, because this guy's a public figure as well, Eddie. So he's doing a lot of public facing stuff. He's doing a lot of Stake stuff. He's doing a lot of Kick stuff. He's not on top of everything, like how much somebody's getting paid from KPP. Now, if it was a big deal with Stake, you'd probably know. And another really popular streamer that was on Kick was Los Pollos, who I'm going to play his clip right now, and he's talking about his KCIP being a nightmare.
What the are you talking about? I would legitimately make more. Yo, some of you are just brain dead. What money? Like, what are you talking about? Dude, my KCIP is garbage. Dude said KCIP, you don't even know what that means. You just heard another streamer say that.
So this is already two of the biggest people on the platform, which is Los and Aiden Ross. And Aiden Ross mentioned this guy Clav that did 2 streams for like...
Yo, that's that guy. Oh my God. Wait, I think that's that guy.
8 hours
Bro,
each. And
I just discovered this guy today. I don't know if it's him or some other dude. I just discovered him today. Man, tell me why he just openly... Man, this platform is just beyond
like $30 in the total amount, while he was averaging anywhere from 4 to 7K viewers, maybe peaking at 8K viewers. And this is like some new white guy that they brought in to do content with. Well, Cheezer brought him on first, which is Aiden Ross's homie. And then through Cheezer, he went to Cuffham. And then through Cuffham, he went to Aiden Ross and Sneeko and those guys. So this is coming to a head, and I think this was inevitable. I don't know why Aiden Ross... I think this is another attempt by Aiden Ross to try to get them to give him the money back, because the way KPP was paying out at its peak, or when he was making a lot of money, he was not going to get paid that much on Twitch. It does not work like that. So I think he just wants to get it back up there, but he's also not going to accept the ridiculously low payment that it is right now. And to that I say, what did he expect? Especially because Aiden Ross, of all people, is with a competitor to the actual money-making operation. The actual money-making operation for Kick is the gambling stuff. So when Aiden Ross signs with a new company, Rain, you want Kick to subsidize your hourly pay when you're sponsored by a new company that's their direct competitor, and you want them to front page you for your events that are sponsoring a direct competitor to them. Like, even I got to look at this, and you guys know how I feel about the whole gambling thing. Like, I'm against all of it. But I'm looking at this, and I'm like, come on. You can't tell me Eddie and Bijan or whoever's at Kick are wrong for that. Like, that's like self-cucking. That's monetary cucking if they allow you to do that. And they're like, yeah, dude, we're gonna pay you a ton of money to advertise for somebody else. That does not make any sense whatsoever.
Exactly.
And what Aiden was saying in that clip too was that the guy John is the owner or the guy that's in charge of coordinating between the creators that are sponsored by Rain. He was like, yeah, John said he would pay for my Clippers if I go to Twitch. Because right now, Kick pays for the Clippers for Aiden Ross. And this whole... so I was going to circle back to Aiden Ross averaging 30 to 50K. I do think he would get over 100K on events because...
Yeah, no, for sure. Especially this one, the boxing thing. Bro, I would love to participate one day in this, man. Shit. Well, I want to go, let me go
when you're
fight
getting
big.
that many views, Twitch is going to put you front facing. And Aiden Ross wants to be able to have his type of humor, which would get him banned rather quick. I don't think he would be able to restrain himself after having freedom for so long on Kick. And I think that fear and the inability to collaborate with other people that he likes on Twitch is what keeps him away from Twitch more than the money. I don't really think the guy makes many decisions for money. Like, brand risk is not a money-making operation. He's probably breaking even or losing money on nearly every event. But this is the game with Kick. I'm impressed that they've been able to survive this long. I do wish them success, Kick as a platform. But like I said, I still don't see a way that this is sustainable more than just being a place that loses money. And people can also say like, hey, Twitch just loses money too, considering that they haven't been profitable, I don't know, if ever. And Amazon just bought it and they're like, hey, we're just going to keep leaking money through this thing and just use it as a write-off, which that term gets misinterpreted a lot. So perhaps that's what Kick is trying to do. But at least with Twitch, they have the advantage of advertisers and streamers have a competitive rate that is predictable. Like, the money that comes in from Twitch is predictable as opposed to KCIP, KPP, which is a little bit all over the place. But let me know what y'all think about this in the comments.
Yeah, I think the platform Kick is it just needs to be cleaned up just a bit, honestly. I feel like once you clean up Kick and once you finally, you get all that rubbish out of here and you just focus on building a good platform for good interface, good revenue split, this, that, and the third, it's a good competitor for Twitch. Because at the end of the day, I think Twitch needs competition. And a lot of people don't like hearing this, but TikTok is Twitch's best competition. TikTok and YouTube. But shit, we'll see how that actually goes in the future. People start streaming on TikTok more, which I would recommend. Stream on TikTok. Don't lack.